Hi and welcome to this River TV News special. Today we're going to look at the Moama Return and Earn depot on the outskirts of Moama on Centre Road, and they're going to explain to us how you can exchange your bulk bottles and cans for cash. We've got Brian Holmes, the Manager of Waste and Compliance at Murray River Council, who's going to talk to us shortly about the depot and how to recycle your bulk cans and bottles. But firstly, we're going to see some of the action from the opening of the centre and hear from some of the people that attended the opening.
Since the New South Wales Container Deposit Scheme Return and Earn commenced, there's been over 12 billion containers returned across the state of New South Wales. This is across a network of over 640 collection points, and we know that the scheme has very, very high levels of support, very high levels of usership. In the Murray River Shire local government area, they've also been very, very enthusiastic returners, returning over 92 million containers just through this local government area since the scheme commenced. It's great to know that all of those containers are being recycled, being put to high-end recycling applications, as opposed to potentially ending up in a litter or landfill. We also know that over $62 million has been generated through the scheme for charities and community groups and social enterprises, whether via donations or whether being generated via handling fees as collection point operators. And a great local example of that is the most recent Little Wings charity drive across the network. We know that over $200,000 has been generated for this great charity, which is all about helping children who are unwell from regional parts of New South Wales to get access to the best hospitals in Sydney. So Little Wings is just one of many stories of the great charity outcomes and charitable support that has been generated through Return and Earn. Yes, today is the official opening of the Moama Automated Depot here on the Murray River in New South Wales. This facility will be operated by the Murray River Council in close partnership with Tom Recleanaway as network operator. It's a fantastic facility. You can see behind me this brand new facility with the state-of-the-art Tomra singulators inside will offer a fantastic solution for the local community to bring in their containers in bulk and add to the number of collection points that are already in operation in this area. So it's quite remarkable to reflect on the fact that not that long ago this was a field. It's now a beautiful brand new site, as the local member said, nothing like a brand new great big shed, and I think the locals are going to embrace it here and bring in heaps of containers and play their part in the circular economy. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I think I've met nearly everybody in the shed here, but my name is James Dorney. I'm the CEO of Tom Recleanaway, which is the network operator for the New South Wales Container Deposit Scheme Return and Earn. And a very warm welcome to everybody. Start by acknowledging that we have plenty of guests in attendance today. I'd like to start by making a very warm welcome to the member for Murray, the Honourable Helen Dalton MP, welcome, and Chief of Staff Brian Roberts. We have the team here from the Murray River Council led by Terry Dodds, CEO, and Brian Holmes, who's been our key point of contact throughout this entire project. Myself personally and Brian have walked this patch of dirt many times, and it's fantastic to see the work put in by Terry, Brian and the team today. So a warm welcome to the council. Also like to make a warm welcome to Alex Young. Alex is from the New South Wales EPA, the head of circular systems for the New South Wales EPA, and also responsible for the container deposit scheme. So g'day Alex, on debut in Moama, I believe. Warm welcome to Danielle Smalley, the CEO of Exchange for Change, which is the scheme coordinator, and also we have many representatives here from the Tom Recleanaway joint venture, and so welcome to the whole team here. And I'd also like to pass also a very warm welcome to Uncle Des and Mick, who are going to perform a Welcome to Country shortly. But just by way of introduction, we're here today to acknowledge and celebrate the opening of the 44th automated depot across the state of New South Wales and the Return and Earn Container Deposit Scheme. And this one has been quite some time in the making, but me personally coming onto site today, what a fantastic facility. We know that the residents of the Murray River Shire have been very, very enthusiastic return and earners, returning over 93 million containers since scheme commencement. So that obviously points to not only very good consumers, but also very good returners. And I think a facility such as this, once the community becomes aware of it and gets it into their normal pattern of behaviour, we'll really see the volumes grow very, very strongly. Across the state of New South Wales since scheme commencement, we recently celebrated 12 billion containers being returned since the scheme started in late 2017. So we're seeing, we expect to see this year about 2.2 to 2.3 billion containers returned across New South Wales. All of those containers are not going to litter or landfill, they're being recycled. And maybe particularly of interest to some people to know that all of the clear PET that gets collected here will actually be going down the river, not via the river, but down the river to Albury, to Circular Plastics Australia, where it'll be turned back into pellets and flake and back on the shelves as new plastic bottles in about 8 weeks' time. So this scheme really is at the forefront of the circular economy and has taken a lot of people to deliver it, many of which are in the room today. But to start off the official proceedings, I'd like to ask everybody if we could please step outside.
This is part of a microcosm of a much greater waste management and recycling enterprise. We already recycle batteries, paint, steel, oils, and we dispose of chemicals and a great host of other things such as bricks and masonry, soil, green waste. And having just rebuilt a house over the last 3 years, I've got to know the waste management facility just too well after demolishing quite a few things and getting rid of 65 years of build-up. There's a couple of people that weren't mentioned this morning that really stand out in my eyes. James would be aware of it, but some others wouldn't be, that the main contractor went broke at about 85 or 95% of completion. And Brian and John, but where are they? John, put your hand up. And Brian saved the day. And look, it's never easy because there was subcontractors that were owed money, and there was a whole lot of potential litigious contractual disputes that were avoided, and the community council, but everyone really, and they wouldn't, no one would know, but there's a lot of thanks to be owed to Brian and John. John's a bit of a quiet achiever in council. He's like the Phantom, you never see him. You only see the results at the end. I've been a big fan of recycling for many, many years, and in 2019 I helped coerce the EPA to change their 2015 energy from waste policy, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in New South Wales, because New South Wales has been dragging the chain a little bit with extracting energy from the waste that's not able to be recycled. This is a wonderful facility. I'm hoping that we double the amount of recycling that has been predicted. There's some full-time staff employed as well, so it's good for the local economy. It's good to get the message across to young people, just like when I was in my teens collecting the aluminium cans and taking them to Apex, and used to put a little bit of sand in the bottom of each can so you got a little bit more money. They're a little bit smarter these days than that. But it teaches young people about recycling, and they'll grow up to be good stewards as adults of their own children, and so on and so forth. And look, there's a lot of people behind the scenes that advocated for council with funding. There's a big operational component of it as well. The community's got behind return and earn schemes, which is great. Council was aware of the problems with the little tiny one that's next to Woolworths in Moama. When I first moved here, it wasn't unusual to see people with wool bags full of cans all piled up, and they're waiting for hours to put the cans through one at a time. So with the speed of this machine, that'll make that a lot easier for them. And lastly, that leaves it for me to declare the facility open. Thanks, James.
Thank you very much for inviting me here today. I love getting out and seeing the facilities. So I'm CEO of Exchange for Change. We coordinate the scheme, so that means that we manage the finances, the marketing, communication and audit and risk of the scheme. I also would just like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land and recognise their ongoing care and connection to country. The New South Wales Container Deposit Scheme Return and Earn is part of a long-term recycling solution, but more than that, it's becoming increasingly about the circular economy. And as James mentioned, it's very exciting to be down the road from Circular Plastics Australia in Albury, which is actually a joint venture between the waste industry and some companies in the beverage industry. And it would not be here without Return and Earn, because Return and Earn provides this beautiful stream of clean PET, which is then turned back into bottles or other food grade packaging. So it truly is a circular outcome that's being achieved. And I think it's fair to say that Return and Earn is the best product stewardship scheme in Australia. You may not know, but the scheme is purely funded by the beverage industry. So for every container that is collected, the beverage industry pay for that collection and for the 10 cents that goes back to consumers, which is fantastic outcome. And not only does the scheme achieve amazing environmental outcomes, it achieves these incredible social benefits that I think maybe were not, we didn't expect it to be so great at the beginning of the scheme. So since it commenced almost 7 years ago, over $62 million has been generated for charities and community groups through donations on machines and major donation partners, also by hosting return points. And that's just what we know about. We know that there are thousands of other groups that we don't count who are also using it to generate funds for their sporting groups, community groups. And so it really is the new sausage sizzle cake stall of fundraising, and I really do hope that community groups and sporting groups and charities in this area come to this automated depot and partner with you, because we've seen some amazing outcomes around New South Wales where those partnerships occur and those large volumes of containers can be returned. And we've seen everything from weddings and holidays to flights for sick children from rural areas to rural fire brigades being funded through Return and Earn. The other thing that I want to touch on is, as scheme coordinator, we do the marketing and communication, and working very closely with Tom Cleanaway and the EPA. What we've seen is this amazing behaviour change happening in New South Wales. So again, in 7 short years, more than 84% of people in New South Wales have participated in the scheme, and the majority of those are coming back once a month or more. But what's really exciting is a lot of those people are bringing their children with them. And that means that when those children are adults, this will just be second nature to them, and we'll start to see that real cultural shift. So I'm really excited to see the impact that this facility will have on your local community in the following months and years. And I want to acknowledge the really strong partnership between Exchange for Change, Tom Cleanaway, the EPA, and now Murray River Council. And looking forward to the enthusiastic participation of the local community. So thank you, Murray River Council, for this facility, for inviting me today, and to everyone working behind the scenes. I wish you every luck. We'll be watching closely and supporting you to make this a great success. Thank you.
No, thank you for inviting me. It's wonderful to be in Moama and to catch up with old friends and meet new. So, good morning everyone. As I said, it's a pleasure to be here for the grand opening of the Moama Return and Earn. So I love sheds. The bigger the better. Every town needs a shed as well as every bloke, so well done. First I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners in which we meet and pay my respects to elders past and present. So thank you for the smoking ceremony. It was wonderful. So I would also like to thank the Minister for the Environment, Penny Sharp, who unfortunately couldn't be here today. Apparently she's got a bit on, so she said, you know, I'm in the area, so to come and say hello on her behalf. And also for supporting the continuation of the scheme, which plays a crucial role in fostering the cycle. Oh, the culture of recycling, which is what we should all be doing. The Moama depot is the 4th return and earn in the Murray River area, so that's pretty good. And the first large style depot return point. And I think it's wonderful because obviously doing the one, at a time is very arduous, and to have this here, I can see people just loading up their utes and coming in straight in, which is good. So we're helping the environment, you all know that, by reducing the litter and putting some spare change back into people's pockets, and that helps, I guess, for the cost of living and all of those. So it's a win-win really for everyone. It's also teaching kids about sustainability, and they'll be as keen as mustard to continue on and collect all those bottles that along roadsides. And I can see the difference with the return and earn along roadsides, because often I see people collecting and there's not as much rubbish about, so that's got to be a good thing. So great for sustainability. The Murray River Council area, you've got more than 92 million containers have already been returned, so people are cashing in on all of this, and the place looks much better, much cleaner. And amongst those are Little Wings, which is a great outcome for the environment. And also we know that there are community groups that benefit from this, and that's where I'm leading is to Little Wings, which connects, they get some of the profit, and some which connects regional families with essential health services for children. Very, very important given that we've got a rural health crisis at the moment. I hope that Moama and the surrounding communities will embrace the new facility, and I'm sure when we let everyone know, they will be here in droves in their utes and trailers. And I'd like to thank the Murray River Council for establishing this depot and being forward thinking. I think it has been tough times. There's no doubt about that with COVID and challenging situations, and of course, people going broke and starting up again. It's never ever easy. But triers are winners, and obviously we've got triers here and winners. I also like to thank the coordinators, Tomra Cleanaway, for all the work that you do. It's great to see you here. They are champions for continually looking for ways to improve the scheme, finding new return points locations in New South Wales, and I only learnt of one in Griffith, which I didn't think we had, but I've been told we have, and it's wonderful there. So you are absolutely making a difference. And finally, thank you to everyone who has worked behind the scenes, and we've got the Phantom back there. Where is he? Look, he's for the success in this new recycling system. So thank you, one and all. So thanks.
Hi, I'm here with Brian from Murray River Council. So Moama has a new recycling centre. So what materials do you accept here, and are there any limitations on the quantity of materials that can be processed here?
This is a new recycling facility for the bottles and cans under the Return and Earn scheme, New South Wales program. So we'll take any bottle or can that's part of that scheme. So if it's got the 10-cent return, we'll accept it. So that could be PET, plastic bottles, aluminium cans, glass bottles, and they can range in size from 375ml cans right through to your 2-litre soft drink bottles.
So how has recycling helped clean up the environment of the Murray River Council area? Because it's made a big contribution even just now, hasn't it?
Yep. So this actual facility, part of this scheme is all about litter reduction and prevention. So having 10-cent return on some of those materials encourages people to not throw them out. So if they're out and about, and rather than chuck it on the ground or put it into a bin, they'll collect them up and bring them to a facility like this where they can be recycled and reprocessed into new materials.
So how many staff work in recycling in the local area? Because there's quite a few people involved, including private contractors, I think.
Yep. Yeah, so we've got 4 staff here, a couple of full-timers, a couple of part-timers. Across the region itself, there's a number of private companies that are in the recycling game, mostly in plastics in Moama. So there's a couple of facilities that take plastics and make them into pipes and whatnot. And then across the river in Echuca, there's a materials recovery facility where a lot of people's commingled recycling, the yellow bin material, goes to be recovered. And then if you stretch further away into some of the outlying towns, there's recycling companies there as well.
So what's the future of recycling in Moama? Because it's already had a bright start, hasn't it?
Yeah, no, I think the future's bright, and the government's involved with schemes like this, and there's product stewardship schemes being brought out by the government across the state, and if Moama can grab hold of some of that and do some recycling locally, that's really good for our economy and the environment.
So how has the recycling process helped local community groups, and what are some of the things they've been able to do with the funds? Because they've been able to do quite a few things with them, haven't they?
Yeah, and that's one of the benefits of this return and earn scheme. So if there's any community groups out there that want to get involved, they can reap the rewards. So if they want to put a little collection facility in and bring them out here to get them processed, we'd encourage that. We'll help out where we can. But yeah, any community group that's out there, whether they want to, collect or have people donate the materials to them, and then they can bring them out here and we can process them and pay them. Probably the only other thing we'd say is, come out and use the facility, give it a go. We're building our numbers up. It's a little bit quiet at the moment, but as people learn more about how it works, it's a bulk material facility. So people can bring in their materials. The quantities don't really worry us too much. It's about how we can handle those and process them. So if you're out there and you've got wool packs of bottles and cans that are under the scheme, we can handle that. Wheelie bins, whatever you bring out, give it a go. Come out, try it out, see what you think. It's pretty quick. These machines behind me can process 200 items per minute. So they're fairly fast, and then we can pay you your money on the spot. So it's pretty easy for people and convenient. So take the drive out here and 91 Centre Road and give it a whirl.
Bring your bulk out here.
Yeah, get it out here and give it a run. See what you think.
No worries. Well, thanks for your time today.